This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide, and I'm here to bring you this week's report of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where we received and processed their notice between July 17th and July 23rd. Now, you're probably wondering, if you're new to me, what does this have to do with mortgage and real estate? I know you sell property. I know you represent both sellers and buyers. I know you finance property. I know you refinance property. I know you help people avoid foreclosure if they've had a loss of income. Like, what does layoff information have to do with mortgage and real estate? Well, I am glad you asked, and I got an answer for you. So, it was many years ago. I was super excited. I was in escrow getting ready to purchase a piece of property. I sign loan documents. I go back to work hours later. I find out that myself and 399 other people were getting laid off that day. No warning, no nothing. Can you imagine what was going on in my mind? Like, I'm getting ready to close on a piece of property, and now I don't have no job. I immediately got on the phone. I called my mortgage broker at the time. I called my real estate broker at the time. I said, look, I don't have a job. You can't fund this loan. Da 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 da. Moving fast. Fax them over the paperwork. Yes, I said fax because we hardly fax these days. We utilize email probably more than we do fax. But anyways, that tells you how long ago it was. So I faxed over an information. Now, good thing I was able to unravel the transaction. I was able to get out of it because normally a funder, before they fund the loan, they will call and verify that you still have a job. So because I supplied information, I don't have a job, the loan I was able to pull out. But guess what? I lost money in the process. It wasn't the seller's fault that I lost my job. It was nobody's fault. 400 of us lost our job at the same time. It was just before the housing crisis, right in the tip of it. And so I lost money. I didn't get my deposit back. I paid money up front for appraisal fee, for a home inspection, for a pest inspection, all those fees I didn't get back. But I'm glad I was able to unravel the transaction. So there's two reasons why I share this information. One, what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? Would you not go on that shopping spree? Would you not buy that new house or new car? Would you not go on that lavish vacation? Would you dust off your resume, update it, put some fillers out there, see if anybody else is hiring in your field, or maybe you want to switch fields? Would you finally start that new business or write that new book? Whatever it is, I want you to be informed, okay? And I want you to make the adjustments if necessary before you are like caught by surprise like I was. The second reason why I share the information, I want you to know you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. I've literally been helping clients for years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they don't have to exhaust all their savings trying to make their mortgage payment each month. So if you're like, Lacy, I don't need to listen to this list. I already know I've had a loss of income. I'm struggling. I'm rubbing two pennies together to make ends meet. Okay, great. You can get a hold of me by calling 714-914-7254. Again, that's 714-914-7254. And also visit modifymenow.com. Now, before I get started, I want to show you what I was able to do for a client. Now, I've been doing this. I've been in the mortgage and real estate industry over 18 years. Can't believe it. It's been over 18 years, and I've been loving every single day of it. Let me share my screen. I want to show you what I was able to accomplish for one of my clients. You should be able to see this here. A lot of modifications. I would upload to one of my social media pages, Facebook, and you can see it. But right here in the middle, I modified my client's payment to $3,608.30. Now, that included principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Okay. Their previous mortgage payment was $3,754.64. You may say, oh, well, that's not a lot. That's only $100 difference. Believe it or not, What people don't realize is $100. A lot of people, $100 makes a significant difference. But let me tell you what really, really helped them out. You see this? I was able to get their interest rate dropped to 5%. Their previous interest rate was 7%. Do you see that? 5% versus 7%. So over the remaining term of this loan, listen, they were in a wonderful, wonderful position, if I might add. And not only did I save them monthly, but I saved them tons of interest because a 2% savings on over a $500,000 mortgage, that is huge. So I wanted to share that with you because I can show you better than I could tell you. Okay. So if you are experiencing loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster, pick up that phone right now and dial 714-914-7254. I am here to help you. Now, let me get started. We're gonna, I share this information weekly. Videos come out. Prayerfully, they're not delayed. They come out every Monday at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to give you the name of the company that's laying off. I'm going to give you the date. I'm going to tell you how many, and I'm going to give you the location. Now, if I get to a letter and your company, started with a previous letter, then you're gonna want to maybe catch some of the previous videos because I may have covered your company already, right? Especially if you've been hearing whispers and you're not sure, and there's been, rumors that your company might be laying off. Go look at the past videos. I most likely have covered that information. Okay, so let's get started. I like to tell you guys how many entries they have. We have 36 entries. That's not 36 companies, but we have 36 entries. There's a couple of companies that are laying off either multiple days or multiple locations. Okay, so let's get started and we'll get through this as quickly as we can. So September 15th, AMD Direct is laying off. They're closing permanently, by the way. They're laying off 7 people at 17322 Gothard Street in Huntington Beach. September 19th, Clark Pacific is laying off permanently 65 people at 4600 Country Road, 18C in Woodland. September 8th, E&J Gallo Winery is closing permanently, laying off 47 people at 2425 Mission Street in San Miguel. September 15th, Genetech Inc. is laying off permanently 87 people at 1 DNA Way in South San Francisco. September 22nd, International Flavors and Fragrances is closing permanently, laying off 36 people at 790 East Harrison Street in Corona. Yes, August 11th, Kyra Government Services is laying off permanently 11 people at Building 359 Reeves Boulevard in Lemoore. September 30th, L3 Harris Technologies is closing permanently. Wow. They are laying off 149 people at 7821 Onion Avenue in Van Nuys. September 19th, Lazy Dog is closing permanently, laying off 89 people at 4754 Winchester Road in Temecula. September 30th, Leah's Pantry is laying off permanently 40 people at 2204 Garnet Avenue, Suite 304 in San Diego. September 30th, Leah's Pantry is laying off permanently another set of 40 people at 3019 Mission Street, number 3 in San Francisco. Yes, September 12th, Levi Strauss and Company is laying off permanently 44 people at 1155 Battery Street in San Francisco. September 16th is OHEC LLC is closing permanently. They're laying off 174 people at 5830 Bickett Street in Huntington Park. September 17th, Primal Pet Foods is closing permanently, laying off 10 people at 5100 Fulton Drive, Suite B in Fairfield. September 17th, Primal Pet Foods is closing permanently, laying off 7 people at Chadburn, Suite 103 in Fairfield. September 17th, Primal Pet Foods, Inc. is closing permanently, laying off 130 people at 535 Watt Drive, Suite B in Fairfield. The next several entries, quite a few of them, is for Primo Brands. Okay, so September 16th, Primo Brands is laying off permanently 3 people at 5377 East Home Avenue in Fresno. Yes, September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 3 people at 4550 York Boulevard, Building C in Los Angeles. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 1 person at 7817 Haskell Avenue in Van Nuys. September 16th, Primo Brands laying off permanently 3 people at 4510 Azusa Canyon Road in Covina. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 1 person at 21875 Rosehart Way in Salinas. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 4 people at 945 Ames Road in Milpitas. You have September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 4 people at 1522 North New Hope Street in Santa Ana. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. is laying off permanently 4 people at 1363 Citrus Avenue in Riverside. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 1 person at 41611 Date Street in Marietta. September 16th, Primo Brands laying off permanently 1 person at 8631 Younger Creek Drive in Sacramento. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 4 people at 11811 Highway 67 in Lakeside. Yeah, September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 1 person at 2615 Temple Heights Road in Oceanside. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 3 people at 1024 Mellon Avenue in Manteca. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 1 person, 395 West Chanel Road in Benicia. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 1 person at 1264 Apollo Way, Suite 3 in Santa Rosa. September 16th, Primo Brands Inc. laying off permanently 3 people at 221 East Alondra Boulevard in Gardena. Yes, September 15th, Syndex Medical Inc. is closing permanently, laying off 119 people at 1945 Palomar Oaks Way in Carlsbad. September 22nd, SSP America is laying off permanently 116 people, guys, at 3325 North Harbor Drive, 9600 Airport Boulevard in San Diego. September 30th, U.S. Foods Inc. is closing permanently, laying off 48 people at 3045 Mulvaney Place in West Sacramento. September 24th, Ventura Coastal is laying off temporarily 70 people at 531 Poplar Avenue in Tipton. And September 22nd, Williamson Morgan and Associates. Layoff, we're not sure at this time if it's permanent or if it's temporary, but they're laying off 22 people at 320 South Milliken Avenue, Suite H in Ontario. So that's the end of this week's California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where we received and processed their notice between July 17th and July 23rd. Now, remember, if you've experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster, pick up the phone and call 714-914-7254. I'm Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day.